So the big question is this. How entrepreneurs like us who have been breaking with old beliefs, like the idea of holding a 9-to-5 job and living paycheck to paycheck, taking a lifetime to reach business and life success as the only option we have? How do we grow our business in a way that lets us highly service our customers, getting our products and services and the things that we believe in out into the world without diluting our life but enhancing it and taking the journey of internal and external growth? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. Your host is Marina Simon, and welcome to 10 Exit. Life and business as usual? Never again.
Hello! It is so great to be with you today. Well, today we have the second part of the Great Reset Plan. And again, this is an article from Dr. Mercola, and you can find it yourself as well. Okay, so here we go. The Great Reset Plan for Big Food. A November 9, 2020 article in The Defender, a new media platform by the Children's Health Defense, also points out the problems with the World Economic Forum's Great Reset Plan for the food industry. The architects of the plan claim it will reduce food scarcity, hunger, and disease, and even mitigate climate change. But for a closer look at the corporations and think tanks, the WEF, which is the World Economic Forum, is partnering with to usher in this global transformation, suggests that the real motive is tighter corporate control over the food system by means of technological solutions. Aside from the food industry, partners include data, mining giants, telecommunications, weapons, manufacturers, finance, drug companies, and the biotechnology industry. Looking at that list, it should come as no surprise that the World Economic Forum insists the future of food and public health hinges on genetically modified organisms, GMOs, laboratory-grown protein drugs, and industrial chemicals. The EAT Forum and the rise of food imperialism. To further the fake food takeover, the World Economic Forum has partnered with the EAT Forum, which is EAT, which will set the political agenda for global food production. The EAT Forum was co-founded by the Wellcome Trust, which in turn was established with the financial help of GlaxoSmithKline. EAT currently collaborates with nearly 40 city governments across Africa, Europe, Asia, North and South America, and Australia, and maintains close relationship with imitation meat companies such as Impossible Foods, which was co-founded by Google, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates. As noted by The Defender, the ultimate aim is to replace wholesome, nutritious food with genetically modified lab creations. To this end, it is working with the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF to establish global dietary guidelines and sustainable development initiatives. The planetary health diet developed by EAT, is a diet that is supposed to replace all others. Frederick Leroy, a food science and biotechnology professor at University of Brussels, told The Defender. The diet aims to cut the meat and dairy intake of the global population by much as 90% in some cases and replaces it with lab-made foods, cereals, and oil. Vandana Shiva, PhD, has raised harsh critique against the proposed diet, saying it is not about nutrition at all. It's about big business, and it's about a corporate takeover of the food system, The Defender adds. According to the EAT's own reports, the big adjustments the organization and its corporate partners want to make to the food system are unlikely to be successful if left up to the individual. And the changes they wish to impose on societal eating habits and food require reframing at the systemic level with hard policy interventions that include laws, fiscal measures, subsidies and penalties, trade reconfiguration, and other economic and structural measures. But Shiva said this is the wrong approach because all of the science shows that diets should be centered around regional and geographical biodiversity. She explained that its uniform global diet will produce with Western technology and agricultural chemicals. Forcing these onto sovereign nations by multinational lobbying is what I refer to as food imperialism. That's what she says. The future of food and healthcare. You can get a feel of where the future of food is headed by analyzing the World Economic Forum's Strategic Intelligence map. This map, guys, can be found again on the article of Dr. Mercola. You will see this top-down approaches ties food production to a wide range of sectors, including biotech, the chemical industry, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and the digital economy. For more details on Schwab and the World Economic Forum Strategy Intelligence Plan, see Corvette Geopolitics article, breaking down the global elite's Great Reset Master Plan. And there's a chart. It describes basically the future for food. Talks about, nutrition and health, environmental footprint, democratics and demand shift, value chain efficiency, agricultural inclusivity. It's a whole map that you can find in this article that will give you more understanding of what this article is about. If any of these raises your concern, you're probably not going to like what the World Health Economic Forum has in store for healthcare reform either, as detailed on their website. Our current capital-intensive, hospital-centric model is unsustainable and ineffective. The platform for shaping the future of health and healthcare leverages a data-enabled delivery system and virtual care, integrated across the continuum of care from precision prevention to personalized care delivery. Aiding the World Economic Forum in this healthcare transformation are the biggest corporate criminals in the history of modern world, including Bill Gates, AstraZeneca, Bayer, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, Pfizer, Novartis, and a host of others. These companies have at various times been found guilty of all sorts of crimes that they have paid tens of billions of dollars in fines for. They are also loaded with conflicts of interest in nearly every venture they are involved in. Yet we've known, I repeat that, yet we are now supposed to believe these companies are going to put aside their profit incentives and fix the whole system. Build Back Better. As noted in July 21, 2020, World Economic Forum article, the economic devastation caused by COVID-19 pandemic shutdown has the potential to hobble global prosperity for generations to come. The answer is to come up with stimulus measures such as infrastructure development that can allow countries to move forward. But while at it, countries are urged to make sure the economic system is built back better. Make no mistake, this catchy slogan is part and parcel of the Great Reset Plan and cannot be separated from it, no matter how altruistic it may sound, as reported by Fox News. A radical movement called the Great Reset, embraced by some Democrats, poses a grave threat to liberty and free markets in the United States and around the world. The Great Reset is perhaps the biggest danger to capitalism and individual rights since the collapse of the Soviet Union. It will destroy the current capitalist system and replace it with progressive and modern socialist systems, with a special emphasis placed on eco-socialist policies. Policy ideas offered by the Great Reset advocates include government-provided basic income programs, universal health care, massive tax increases, and the Green New Deal. For example, at a campaign event on July 9, Biden said we need to end the era of shareholder capitalism, a major part of the Great Reset proposal that will alter how companies are evaluated, elevating social justice, causes and climate change concerns over property rights. The Build Back Better plan comes straight from the Great Reset's playbook. As recently as July 13, the World Economic Forum promoted Building Back Better through green infrastructure programs as part of the Great Reset. Okay, so again, guys, I am not a political person. This is for you. It doesn't matter what is your party, the Green Party, the Democrats, the Republicans. It is for you. And I think that many of us, it doesn't matter in what part of the game we are, we don't have enough information to take sometimes the right decision. And I'm just trying to enlighten you with this article. So I'll continue. Part of the Building Back Better is to shift the financial system over to an all-digital currency system, which in turn is part of the system of social control, as it can easily be used to incentivize desired behaviors and discourage undesired ones. An August 13, 2020 article on the Federal Reserve website discusses the supposed benefits of a central bank digital currency, CBDC, which is central bank digital currency. There's general agreements among experts that most major countries will implement this digital currency plan within the next 2 to 4 years. Many uninformed people believe that this new central bank digital currency will be very similar to existing cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but they will be mistaken. Bitcoin is the centralized and a rational strategy to opt out the existing central bank control system, while this CBDC, which is, again, central bank digital currency, will be centralized and completely controlled by the central banks and will have smart contracts that allow the banks to surveil and control your life. The Great Reset PSYOPs Guide. It goes without saying that to achieve the kind of radical transformation of every part of society has its challenges. No person in their right mind will agree to it if aware of the details of the whole plan. So to roll this out, they had to use psychological manipulation, and fear is the most effective tool there is. As explained by psychiatrist Dr. Peter Breggin, there's an entire school of public health research that focuses on identifying the most effective ways to frighten people into accepting desired public health measures. By adding confusion and uncertainty to the mix, you can bring an individual from fear to anxiety, a state of confusion in which you can no longer think logically. And in this state, you are more easily manipulated. The following graphic illustrates the central role of fear-mongering for the successful rollout of the Great Reset. And I'm going to try to explain to you the illustration. It says, Technocracy and the Great Reset, Psychological Operations Guide. Now, at the top, we have fear, which is the environment that we've created with COVID-19. Under that, there's another sketch, which it says, 4 stages towards global technocracy. And the first one is demoralization, shaming. Number 2, dehumanization, masks. Number 3, crisis, case-demic. Number 4, normalization, now, between quotations, the new normal. Now, under that, we have 2 areas, behavior modification and health IDs. Under behavior modification, we have social distancing. And under health IDs, we have health and credit system and vaccinations. Now, under that, we have controlled world of smaller numbers of perfect people. And at the end, we have sustainable and inclusive environment. All right. Last part. Stand with me. Social engineering is central to technocratic rule. In closing, keep in mind that technocracy is inherently a technological society run through social engineering. Fear is but one manipulation tool. The focus on science is another. Anytime someone dissents, they're simply accused of being anti-science, and any science that conflicts with the status quo is declared debunked science. The only science that matters is whatever the technocrats deem to be true, no matter how much evidence there is against it. We've seen this firsthand during the pandemic, as big tech has censored and banned anything going against the opinion of the World Health Organization, which is just another cog in the technocratic machine. If we allow this censorship to continue, the end result will be nothing short of devastating. We simply must keep pushing for transparency and truth. We must insist on medical freedom, personal liberty, and the right to privacy. One fight in particular that I don't see us being able to evade is the fight against mandatory COVID-19 vaccinations. If we don't take a firm stand against that and fight for the right to make our own choice, there will be no end to the medical tyranny that will follow, as noted in the Covered Geopolitics article. As you might have guessed, the most important anchor of recovery is for a COVID-19 vaccination, the implication that without a vaccine, the world will be unable to return to any sense of normality, particularly in terms of open interaction with your fellow man. You can actually participate in the global efforts to cripple the deep state organized criminal cabal ability for genocide while enjoying healthcare freedom at the same time by boycotting the big pharma for good. Okay, my dear friend, this is food for thought. Have an outstanding day.